Now we start with the first of the bravest ones. His name is Krasimir Stanev. He comes from Hikvision Europe, and he'll be talking about artificial intelligence impact on security of access control systems. Wow, how's that sounds in Macedonian? Kako to na makedonskim?
Да, задоволство ни е да го поканиме Krasimir Stanev од Hikvision Europe, кој што ќе има презентација на тема интегрирана вештачка интелигенција во производите за контрола на пристап. Ве молам да го поздравиме со аплаузи и да му посакаме успешна презентација.
Thank you.
Krasimir, when you're ready, your 15 minutes start, so take your place.
Pleasure to meet you here. I just need my presenter, if possible.
No problem. And we're back after commercials. Hikvision Europe presents Krasimir talking about something we don't understand.
It's magic. It's really amazing.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, go.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for your attention. As our host mentioned, I'm Krasimir Stanev, and I'm product specialist for access control intercom systems in Hikvision Europe, and I'm responsible for the whole European region about those product series. So I just want to give you a really short and brief introduction on how the artificial technology, artificial intelligence is affecting the access control, because you know it from the CCTV very well, you know what it does. But maybe just a few updates on the access control will be very useful also for you. So first I want to start with the access control credential comparison. If you look closely at that table here, we have the credentials divided by 4 groups. Virtual, which are PIN code, QR code, barcode, NPR. Those are credentials you can send on the air. So then you have the contact credentials, which are contact card, iButton, or the Dallas, like they call them. And then we have the RFID, the radio frequency identification credentials, which are cards that you all know, NFC, key fob, Bluetooth, even Wi-Fi nowadays. There are Wi-Fi readers also, which identify you using the MAC address of your phone. And then we have the biometric, which are fingerprints, face, vein, iris, hand geometry, and even voice. Even voice, it is classified as a credential. Now, if we look closely, those 3 ones are the most common: the PIN code, the card, and, of course, the fingerprint for the biometric. Well, the PIN code is very common, quite easy to use, but we can see that the security level is really low. Everybody can see your PIN while you're tapping it, or you can tell it to somebody, of course. The card, it has the best balance between all the most commonly used credentials, but you have to carry it. The card is something you can forget or you can give to somebody else. It's not your personal credential. And then we have the fingerprint, which is most easy to use. You don't have to carry anything. It looks like the best credential right now, but it has a big, big issue. And that is that it's the durability of this credential is really low. That's because you use your fingers for everything. You can scratch your finger. If you're using liquids, your finger will be vanished. Or if you're using makeup also, your finger might get damaged. Or even old people, their skin gets a lot more harder, and it's almost impossible to use a fingerprint. So we have to look at another option for biometric credentials, and that's the face. You can see it has really good balance, high security level nowadays. Its durability is almost robust, because that's it's really big part of your face. You always try to save your face, whatever happens. You don't put it anywhere. Even if you get hit, it still will work. But let's talk about why face recognition wasn't that popular before. Well, there are a few factors. Like the first, of course, it was the high price of the face recognition terminals. It's an expensive technology. Well, of course, this is changing rapidly right now. The speed of the recognition was really, really slow. You have to wait like 5 to 10 seconds before to get access to your door, and that's not acceptable for buildings that have really a lot of people going in and out every day. The security was low. You can easily bypass it just by a single photo on your phone or a printed photo or video. And the accuracy was bad. Sometimes you need to show your face several times, and you need to be looking straight at the reader. It doesn't allow any tolerances. So those are the reasons it was not really common before. Now, when we talk about face recognition, we need to know what's the difference between a regular face recognition that we use for surveillance and access control face recognition. Those are two different types. So the traditional face recognition algorithm uses two-dimensional camera to capture two-dimensional image. Then the recognition engine analyzes the size of the chin, nose, mouth. It analyzes the relative position. The pros of this kind of solution that we're using for in surveillance right now are obvious. It can cover large areas. You can use one camera, put it on one square, and probably it will do a very good job. And it will also detect multiple faces. As far as I know, there are face recognition cameras right now which can capture up to 30 faces at a time. That's amazing. But there are cons. First, it can be greatly affected by the white conditions, and that's an issue. And it's really easy to be fooled by photo. If I take printed photo in front of my face and pass by this camera, there will be a trigger. And we cannot afford this in access control. So let's go to the access control deep learning facial recognition. Now here we have a dual sensor camera. Two sensors, two different purposes. The first one captures the visible light, the normal photo of the user, but the second one is infrared. It verifies the liveness detection of the user, of the person standing in front of the device. And also, since there's a deep learning inside, the deep learning algorithm actually identifies the distinctive feature of the face, like not just only the size, but the contours of the nose and chin and mouth and every part of the face. So as you can see here, you actually get a real three-dimensional photo inside the device, which is really hard to be fooled. Now, that's a high security solution for face recognition. So the pros are that it's really hard to be fooled by photo or mask, and it's not that affected by the light changes. It's really robust against this. Of course, there are the cons. It works only on short distance, 1 or 2 meters. You cannot go like 30 meters face recognition. And it also can recognize only one face at a time. But that's what we need on the access control. We need to make sure that there's only one person accessing this door at a time, only the right person. So this is the main difference. What is deep learning and how it actually works? Well, it's too complicated for me to explain it to you, but I can give you just a small slide to have an idea how it works. That's an idea that is taken from the nature from us humans. So if you look at that slide, we try to explain it the most simple way. It works like a brain, how the brain processes images and faces. Actually, with the deep learning, we're doing an artificial neural simulation inside a machine, inside a device. So what you can see here is the retina recognizes the pixels, which are the simple part of the image. Then different parts, different areas of the brain, they process the primary features, the primary edges, which are just really small contours of the face. And then we have another area of the brain that takes care of the mid-level features, the parts. At the end, the third area of the brain processes the advanced features, which is actually the object model. That's the whole face inside. So In other words, it's almost similar to how our brain processes faces. Just we see it as a code on the back. So what is the effect of the artificial intelligence on the access control? How does it improve it? So if we have to talk about digits, the average accuracy of the face recognition rises with 38%, so up to 99%. You can imagine of course, there is no facial recognition. It can do 100%, but in 99% of the faces, the face will be recognized. No matter if the image is blurred, no matter if your face is a little bit on the side, you can also access. You don't have to be straight. And even if you're far away with a small target, it's also fine. Congrats. Okay. Well, there's no artificial intelligence in this one. There's a human behind it, so nothing we can do. The most important part of the deep learning, improving the access control, is the speed of the recognition, because it's increased by 400%. Previously, in the access control devices, the speed of the recognition was from 5 to 10 seconds when you are matching a database for up to 1,000 faces. Now with the deep learning, and of course better GPU processors, we can reach up to 0.2 seconds in a database with 20,000 people, 20,000 faces inside. You can imagine, that's really, really fast. Literally, you don't have to stop at any door to gain access. You just pass by, and you're unauthenticated, and the door is unlocked. And also, the most important part, it's the anti-spoofing. It's really hard to spoof face recognition terminals right now. First of all, the active anti-spoofing mode, it established a deep learning algorithm which is made through the training of different live faces and fake faces, which are trained inside the device. In the back of this technology, there are a lot of samples which were learned inside the algorithm to make sure that it understands fake from real person. And also dual-lens camera. Again, we spoke that it captures the images in visual white, a color photo, and also it captures it in visible, in infrared light. So when those two combined, using again the deep learning algorithm, it can distinguish between liveness and fake detection. So let's look at that table. Here are the 4 most common spoofing methods. We have the 3D mask, we have the phone photo, we have web video, and we have printed photo. Now there's a huge difference between phone photo and printed photo. The printed photo is the hardest test. If you ever test a face recognition, try it with printed photo, not with phone photo. I really don't know the idea, but printed photo is the hardest test for a face recognition terminal. So we can see that traditional face recognition is not protected from any of those 4. You can bypass it really easy. So I've seen ideas that using face recognition camera for access control, don't use it. It's really easy to enter there. Most of the devices right now on the market, almost 80 or 90% maybe, they use 3-dimensional face recognition plus infrared camera. But still they suffer the printed photo. They are protected from anything else, but not printed photo. Now, using the artificial intelligence here is the only way to bypass this one. So it's protected from almost anything you can do. So as you can see, that security is quite good. Now, on the last show in Essen, in Germany, we created a small video of the anti-spoofing, so you can see how I'll identify here. I'm in the database, and then I'll show my printed photo. So the system will try several times to recognize me. At some point, it will say that I have to move my face. Okay. So it will not allow it, and then I show my face, then I'm in. It's really simple and easy with a lot of technology going in the back. So what is the conclusion? The deep learning artificial intelligence transforms the face recognition as one of the most appropriate and secure face recognition credential. It provides a higher level of security. It provides a higher accuracy, easy to use. Your customers don't have to always put their face like that. They can be a little bit on the side. And it is really fast, under 0.2 seconds, and helps to have fewer queues and have more people getting inside. So this is everything for me. Thank you for the attention, and enjoy the rest of the summit. Thank you.